part 3 of my Savage Declutter. I am getting rid of stuff that I just said in the first place when I reviewed it, that I just wasn't keen on for one reason or another, and also getting rid of stuff just because I need space, and I just don't have space for all the perfumes that I have. I currently definitely have over 200 perfumes, not even including these ones that are for the declutter, because those aren't even on my list of perfumes that I have anymore. So I reckon in my flat, I currently have, 250 perfumes at least? Probably more, actually. So I have got to be absolutely savage here. So I'm also getting rid of some stuff that I like. I think in this batch I've got 2 that I like but I just don't need, and the others are things that I knew that I was probably going to have to get rid of anyway. So this Tank, this is by Replay. This has got quite a cool bottle. I quite like the colour of it. It's like a weirdly masculine bottle, but it's kind of funky. So that's this here. It's gone all kind of dark, hasn't it? There you go, that's a bit better. So Tank by Replay. All you really need to know about this one is that it's a dupe of Poison Girl by Christian Dior, and I just decided to try this one because I wanted to compare it to the La Rive dupe. This one has that kind of tar-like cedary kind of smell that I don't really like. It's got that kind of creosote type of vibe that's in a lot of modern perfumes, which it might be a synthetic wood scent that I don't like, or it's very possibly a musk that I can't get along with. Tank is actually an excellent dupe though of Poison Girl, and it smells more like Poison Girl than the La Rive Fleur de Femme, because Fleur de Femme, I actually prefer Fleur de Femme, but Fleur de Femme is, it's got a note of cherry in it. So that one does smell like Poison Girl, but it's got a kind of cherry that slightly changes it. It's the profile of Poison Girl, but with something a little bit extra going on. This one just straight up smells like Poison Girl. I don't remember what any of the notes are, but it smells like Poison Girl. I don't get on with anything that has that kind of profile. I don't get on with Wanted Girl either. I don't get on with any of those perfumes that have an incredibly sweet either praline or vanilla or caramel that then has really sharp fruits in the top, because they tend not to blend very well on me. They just don't really work. And so this is one of those. But I would highly recommend, if you want a cheap dupe for Poison Girl, this is absolutely excellent. And I think I probably got it for less than £10. It might have even been £5. I don't remember. But yeah, worth Googling, I think. So what have we got? Oh yeah, so Jennifer Aniston. This is chapter 2. She's looking very beautiful on the back. This is a perfume. I love this bottle. I was really wanting to like this, and when I first sprayed it, I really liked it. I really, really like this bottle. There's something calming just about the bottle. When I first sprayed it, it reminded me, not because it smells the same, but just in terms of the vibe it gave me, it reminded me of Jennifer Lopez Still. But this one doesn't have tea. It definitely has jasmine, and it has that kind of jasmine that I really don't like. Also kind of goes a bit tar-like and like sour and just horrible on my skin, like really, really bitter. But I loved this when it started out. It was kind of fresh, zen-like, kind of a bit spa feeling. It was really fresh, slightly watery, a little bit almost aquatic feeling. And then it dried down, that jasmine came out, and it started to remind me a little bit of Chanel Allure, or the dupe for that, which is Benetton Hot. Those both have a jasmine in that I cannot cope with, and this is that same thing. The jasmine really took over when it dried down and turned into the kind of jasmine that smells absolutely atrocious on me. So I very sadly knew immediately I wouldn't be able to wear this, and I'd have to get rid of it. And it's a shame because, like I said, like when I first sprayed it, I loved it. It wasn't expensive. It's in a really cute bottle. It's really easy to store. It's easy to hold. There's so many good things about this perfume. It's light. but it's noticeable. But yeah, I mean, it's not the longest lasting, but it's also definitely not the worst I've smelt from a celebrity in terms of lasting power. So then we have this is Boom by Jean Arthus. This is the original Boom. I've had this one for ages and I do really like it. It's got a tea note, but it's mainly like a kind of slightly shampooy strawberry. I'm just going to spray it on here real quick. Oof. I've got quite a few Boom perfumes. The thing is, again, they're quite big bottles. This is 100ml. I have a miniature of this one, and that's the only reason I'm getting rid of this big bottle, because I just don't need 100ml of the original Boom. It's too big for how much I'm going to use it, which is going to be very rarely, realistically. This is super pretty. It has a little bit of a vibe of the original Ralph from Ralph Lauren, but it's kind of strawberry, if that makes any sense. It's super pretty. It's really easy to wear. It's incredibly cheap. But like I said, I have a miniature of it. I don't need 100ml of it as well. It's just one of those things that back in the day, if I had a miniature and I liked it, I'd always just buy a full bottle. But since I started doing YouTube, I'm obviously buying more and more stuff to review, and this is not going to be top of my list to wear, like, ever. It's just not going to be, and I know that. Because if I'm going to reach for a Boom, I'm going to reach for Boom Savon, or I'm going to reach for my absolute favourite, which is Green Tea Cherry Blossom. So I do like this. It's really nice. I just don't need a 100ml bottle of it when I have a miniature. And I think the miniature is like 10 or 15ml, so that'll see me through for the rest of my life, probably, considering I only wear it maybe once a year max. Okay, let's do some fancy pants ones. Dolce & Gabbana Dolce Shine. I don't like the Shine range. I've had Dolce Garden and I decluttered that. I think I had a video where that was included in a declutter. I just don't like the DNA of the Dolce range at all. To be honest, I'm not sure I like the DNA of Dolce & Gabbana as a house. It just doesn't float my boat. It doesn't work for me. Pretty bottle. I mean, I don't like these caps particularly, but I know that other people really like them. I'm not really much of a big flower as a cap kind of lady. But I love the colour of this. It's stunning. And this is my favourite of the group. This is my favourite of the Dolces. I find it the easiest to wear. I think it's the nicest one that I've smelt. It's still not that nice to me. There's still something running through it, that it has that Dolce super screechy like sharp headache inducing smell to it. The original Dolce I literally think smells like nail varnish remover, so I just can't get along with it. This one is the closest I got, but I definitely don't like it enough to keep it. There's no point in taking up space. I'm never going to choose to wear this because I don't get the tuberose in this. What I get is orange blossom, lots of it, and then a bit of mango on top of what is quite a shampooey, body lotiony kind of perfume. It's a decent level of sweetness, but I just, as I said when I last wore this, when I last wore it and when I tried to wear it, I think I had it on for maybe like half a day before like it disappeared, and then I was very much not going to retop it up, you know. If I want to wear something that smells like orange blossom and mango, I'm going to wear Liz Claiborne Mambo, because that is a much easier to wear, sweeter, nicer, less screechy, smoother perfume, and it was 20 quid for I think 100ml. But this one, I mean, I got it on sale, but still Dolce & Gabbana perfumes are expensive, so I don't need to keep this. I'd much rather someone who likes it just buys it off me, you know. So that one's going. And then its sister, its even more screechy and annoying sister, is also going. So I got them around about the same time, to be honest, just because I saw them on sale. Dolce Rose. This should be called Dolce Red Currant for start, because it's much more of a red currant perfume than it is a rose perfume. Ugh. Oh god, it's so screechy and sharp. So screechy and sharp. I don't like it. This one is one of the most shampooey perfumes I've ever had. It's straight up and like, oh god, please don't take offense if you like this. Everyone smells perfumes in completely different ways. Anyone who makes videos on YouTube that buys perfumes will have to declutter. We cannot have an entire house. We can't go full Kayali style. Unless you've got a shed load of money, you can't have an entire room that's just perfumes. That's not a realistic kind of lifestyle for most people who are making videos on YouTube. So I have to declutter things. And on top of that, everyone smells perfumes totally differently. This to me smells like the cheapest Poundland shampoo. Like, it's just not good. I really, really heartily think this is cheap smelling. I don't like it. I'm sure there's other Dolce & Gabbanas that are lovely. I've not come across one. I think this is just not a house that I like. And I took a chance. I bought lots of things. I tried Garden as well, and that one's already gone. That one I found sickly. It's the strongest of the bunch. But like I said, Shine I think is the nicest one that I've smelt, but it's not for me. It's just not for me. I'm not saying it shouldn't be for you, but it's not for me. And then we have one that I'm only getting rid of because it's so much like something else I already have. This is 4711 Remix Cologne. This is the Lavender Remix. You can see Lavande here. So this one, it's very lavendery. It also has praline in it, and it's musky. It's got musk in it. This one really massively reminds me of Calvin Klein Obsessed, and I have a 100ml bottle of Obsessed, so I don't need more Obsessed in my life. I've got quite enough to be going on with, and I way prefer the bottle from the Calvin Klein. I love that bottle. I'm obsessed with that bottle. I'm obsessed with Obsessed. So that one's full of ISO-E Super, but that for some reason just works really well on my skin. But it's like herbal. I think there's like sage and things like that in that perfume. So it's got herbs, it's got greenness, it's very lavendery, it's really quite sweet, and it's incredibly musky. This is very similar. This is like, it's got citruses in it as well, but it's lavender, musk, slight herbaceousness. It's very, very pretty, really nice. But it's literally, as soon as I sprayed it out, I was like, oh, well, that's just Obsessed. It just smells like Obsessed. And again, I don't need to have multiples of anything in my collection because I have tons of perfumes. But, maybe 250 are currently in my flat. And I have a life, and I have clothes, and I have electronics, and I have a husband, and sometimes I have a stepson here. So I've got to make space. I can't have this many perfumes. I don't have enough storage space for them. So they've got to go. I really recommend this if you like Obsessed but you can't wear ISO-E Super. So, or if you're interested in Obsessed but you haven't tried it because of the ISO-E Super, because like me with Ambroxan, if you know you can't wear that particular molecule, then this is a really safe bet. I think it's really pretty, it's really calming, it's a perfect sweetness. It's very sweet and quite strong for a 4711. So yeah, I do massively recommend it. I don't recommend the Dolce perfumes because I don't like them, but this one, I think it's really, really nice. I think the Jennifer Aniston one is beautiful if you like that kind of jasmine. Tank is from Replay. That's a brilliant dupe for Poison Girl. So if you like Poison Girl, that's really good. And Boom, if you just want a strawberry, it's got candy floss in it, I think, as well, and tea. If you want a lovely, light, sweet strawberry shampoo-y perfume, then the original Boom is an absolute steal. But yeah, these all have to leave my collection. At some point, they will be up on eBay when I get round to it. But for now, they're just going back into another box for me to work out what to do with them.